From personal stories to the big picture vision, we're exploring what makes the Judy Genshaft Honors College more than just a place. It's a community, a challenge, and a launchpad for something greater. Coming up next. Hey Honors Bowls, welcome to the Honor Roll Podcast, the flagship podcast of the Judy Genshaft Honors College Podcast Network. I am your host, Sophia Nobles, a fourth-year student studying marketing. My co-host this week is Mika Prieto. She is a fourth-year student studying health sciences. Welcome to the podcast, Mika.
Thank you, Sophia. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. The room looks great. Super comfy chairs, yes.
As always, we like to start the podcast off with one big question. So my question this week is, if your first honors experience were a movie title, what would it be?
Yeah, like thinking about it, and this is going to sound super cheesy, but I feel like the first movie title would probably be like Feeling Lost, and let me explain, guys. Let me explain. So, I feel like as a freshman, you get here, you get to USF, and like there's so many things going on, so many people, like big university. And the first thing that comes to mind is that feeling of like, what am I doing? But I think with that, the honors college like helped me find my way. So like, of course, like the first chapter is always like that anguish of like, oh, what to do. But then through this, like, through this experience, being here like on my fourth year, I feel like now I can probably like call this also like a home.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. If I had to pick a title, I would say something like Into the Deep End or something crazy like that, because that's what I felt like. I felt like I was just thrown into a deep end of the pool and like, oh, I have to swim. But I really think that honors really helped me find a community and a home. I remember being in my AOK class, and there were, I think, like 4 girls who we just kind of became this really close group of friends and helped each other get through that first year. So I definitely relate to that statement.
100%. It gives you floaties in the pool, basically.
Yes, it gives you floaties in the pool. Well, this week, we're excited to welcome honors students Nechaiev, Rysun Chu, and the Dean of the Honors College as we pull back the curtain on what life here is really like and what makes the Judy Genshaft Honors College one of the best in the country. Stay tuned to find out.
Hi, I'm Lauren Roberts, the Assistant Director of the Office of National Scholars here at USF. Our office serves all 3 campuses, all students. We are located in the Judy Genshaft Honors College on the 2nd floor. We hope that you'll come visit us this semester. We are having a lot of events this fall. I wanted to quickly point out a couple of our featured series. We are doing a Public Service and National Security Career Pathways series, which is going to be great, and a writing seminar series called Finding Your Arc, which is all about learning how to discover yourself through writing. And both of these series are with our director, Dr. Basu, but we're also going to have other great sessions this fall on connecting to undergraduate research, applying for grad school, applying for all different types of opportunities. So visit our website to check out all these sessions and their dates, and come see us.
Today, we are joined by honor student Nick Nechaiev, Rysun Chu, and the Dean of the Judy Genshaft Honors College, Dr. Charles Adams. So would you all like to introduce yourselves? We're going to start with Dean Adams because this is your first time on the podcast.
This is my first podcast. I'm very excited. I've listened to many of the podcasts, and I'm so proud and honored to be part of it now. I am Charles Adams. I'm the Dean of the Judy Genshaft Honors College, and I'm a professor of English at USF.
Hi everyone, my name is Nick, and I'm a rising senior majoring in information technology with a minor in entrepreneurship and innovation, and I was president of Student Council last year.
Hi, my name is Rysun Chu. I'm a rising third year at the University of South Florida. I'm a history and psychology double major.
All right, welcome guys. So we're going to start talking a little bit about what the Honors College is. So a lot of prospective USF students or their families might listen to the podcast and have a slight misconception about what an Honors College is. They hear the words honors and assumes it's a harder or more involved version of a course or program like you'll find in many high schools. But that's not really what the Judy Genshaft Honors College is all about. So today we wanted to have all 3 of you on the show to answer the basic question, what is an honors college and what is an honors college to you?
Yeah, so actually, Dean Adams, we can start with you. So what do you think differentiates the Judy Genshaft Honors College from like other universities who have the similar program?
That is a great question. It's a very important question because we are very different from nearly every other honors program or college that I know. about. In many honors colleges or programs, you'll have maybe one course in common that the students take, maybe a gateway course, but then they go off and take what we refer to as H courses, honors physics, honors history, honors whatever. Accelerated, maybe more challenging courses in the disciplines. That's a fairly common model. We don't do it that way, as you know. We have our own curriculum. Students take 4 interdisciplinary topic-based courses in the Honors College, and then they complete a research project and do some co-curricular work as well. It's a much more robust, much more thorough, and I think much more effective model that we have here. And the results are pretty plain to see, because students come out of this process of a series of courses just thinking and talking and seeing things differently because of their exposure to a wide variety of ideas from different backgrounds, to dealing with different types of students from different backgrounds through those 4 courses. They just come out much better prepared to have a more comprehensive vision of what they're doing, what they're interested in, and how it fits into a broader picture.
I think to add on top of that, I've been honored to serve on the board of directors of NCHC, which is National Collegiate Honors Council, which involves hundreds of honors programs and universities across the nation. And I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of different people from different universities. And every time I ask a person to describe their honors program, I haven't heard a similar story to one another. All of them are unique and different and offer so many different experiences.
I was sorry, but I was not aware that other colleges did it like that. It's actually really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the honors program here is really unique and offers so many benefits for students beyond just their major courses. So from a student's perspective, what made you look into the honors college here at USF, and what stood out to you from other colleges when selecting where you wanted to go to school?
For me, it was, like Dean Adams said, the variety and unique spirit of all the classes and the numerous extracurricular opportunities are offered here. I first heard about the Judy Genshaft Honors College from an upperclassman friend when I was a junior in high school. And I remember looking at the course catalog and seeing that the wide variety of classes here, from now AI to cooking classes in the Leona Genshaft Food and Culture Studio, to plenty of classes that blend humanities and STEM, which is a interdisciplinary field that I feel is very important to this world.
For me, it was a little bit different. I think USF is the only school I got into, and I didn't get accepted into the Honors College right away, because here in the Honors College, you have to apply to be in honors. You don't, most of the cases, you don't get automatically admitted into the Honors College. You have to submit a separate application. And I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was automatic, so I was like, okay, I have to go there and prove them that I can be in the Honors College. So that's why I chose USF and the honors program.
Awesome. So like, from everybody's perspective, right? Like, what makes you like the most proud? Like when you think of honors college, like what's like the main thing that like you feel connected to?
I'll begin. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm proud of lots of things in this college. It's hard to pick one thing, but I always come back to the students. I'm so proud of what the students accomplish while they're with us, and they accomplish so many different types of things. It's hard to, I have to be very generic about it, but they excel in so many different areas. And I'm also very proud about what they do when they leave us. They go off to do amazing things, top-notch graduate programs of all kinds, law, medicine, business, and so forth, or go into great jobs. They get great jobs, and they are all going to be in some way a leader in their chosen fields. And that's exciting to see, and I like to think that the college has something to do with their success. They've obviously got lots of talent, and they do a lot on their own, but I hope that we're able to give them the sort of support and training and encouragement and nourishing that they need to move to the next stage and be as successful as they can be.
I think the most proud thing for me is the communities that we have here. I think there's a lot of different people from different backgrounds that come together, and it's really important because you can meet any major in this college and it broadens your perspective. And then Honors College also offers a lot of opportunities to go on study away trips, on study abroad trips, on experiential learning opportunities. There's so many different things that you get exposed to being part of the college that changes your perspective on how you view things.
For me, what I'm most proud about of Honors College is the community that's both so uplifting and caring for each other. Being a student and a student worker here, I've never felt intimidated talking to a faculty or staff member and always felt like I could have open and honest conversations with anyone. I was welcomed to share my interests and my struggles and was never judged despite the rigor and prestige of this wonderful institute, but instead uplifted to achieve my best and find networks of support.
If I could just pick up on that community theme, it's a really important word, I think, that it is a very important thing that we provide. It's a community of like-minded students, high-ability students, goal-driven students, students who want to make a difference in the world, students who are committed to excellence, but they come from all these different backgrounds. And if you don't have a place like this, a common space for these students to come together and learn from each other, teach each other, support each other, etc., then they get siloed into the respective departments, and they don't have the kind of comprehensive vision of their field, of their interest that I think our students come out of. Sitting around these tables through 4 structured courses and through all the co-curricular activities that students engage in and learning from each other, you know, an engineer talking to a pianist and so forth, people coming from very different backgrounds and helping each other understand that while what they do is important, an engineer is important, but other people have lots to offer as well. And you just don't get that on that sort of regular, consistent basis if you're just taking classes within an English department or within finance department or something similar to that. So it really is a growth opportunity for students to come out having been supported through this experience and thinking in broad ways about how they can contribute to the future.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the collaborative community aspect of honors is really my favorite thing about it. And I know that if I wasn't in honors, it would be a huge part of my college career that I would be missing. We're going to switch gears a bit to answer another question we're sure a lot of prospective students have. Dean Adams, we really love your title.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about how you became a dean and what exactly a dean does?
I'm sure that is a mystery to many people, so I'm happy to try to clear it up. Just the first part of the question, how I became a dean. Very few people go into academic work intending to become a dean or a provost or even a president. And I'm very typical in that way. I started off as an English professor. I got my PhD at the University of Virginia, got my first job, published my first book, started publishing articles, and started working my way up the academic ladder. But some things happened that led me in this direction. My former department, had some personnel issues and sort of fell apart. And I was invited to become the chair of that department. And I had never considered academic leadership positions before that. But I did it because the department needed me to do it. And I discovered that I enjoyed it. I enjoy the work. I enjoy putting people together, putting people and money together, putting ideas together with people, and making things happen. So I worked my way up the administrative ladder at my previous institution to become an associate dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Loved that job and worked with people from all different departments and learned a lot from many people. Had a great time. But then I was invited to consider this position here, and it was the best decision I've made in my professional life by a long shot. I love the job of being dean of the Judy Genshaft Honors College, and it's the best chapter of my professional life. But I enjoy it for the same reasons that I enjoyed being chair. I'm able to put ideas together with people and people together with money and making things happen and seeing the results, both in the lives of the individual students, but also even in the physical plant of the university with this beautiful building that we have in Tampa. What a dean does, I'm sort of the CEO of the college. I'm responsible for all the different activities of the college. Most students see, naturally, the curricular part, the teaching part, the classroom activities, but of course we have a fiscal director, we have a budget, we have monetary issues to be considered, we have payrolls to meet, we have expenses to fulfill. We've got an admissions coordinator, we've got a scholarship coordinator, we've got a development office, people responsible for raising money. I oversee those people and help them work together toward the common goal of delivering the very best experience for our students that we possibly can.
But yeah, with all of that you just talked about, I feel like the Honors College has gone through so many changes in the past few years. So out of all of those, which one was your favorite?
So many things to choose from. Obviously, the building here in Tampa, that was a years-long project that took a lot of people and a lot of thought and a lot of work, and the result is so gratifying. It's a beautiful building. It's the finest honors college building in the country, bar none, and we're just really beginning to learn how to fully utilize it. So that's been a very important part of my journey with the Honors College. But I've also had a lot of help from the senior administration, the provost and president, over the years to hire a lot of people. When I first became dean in 2014, the college was about 1/3 the size that it is now in terms of staff, and there was no faculty. There was no dedicated faculty. We relied entirely on adjunct faculty or affiliate faculty coming in from different departments. And one of the first things I said was, we need a faculty. We need a body of people here to be regularly with the students, mentors that they can go to. And my previous boss, Dr. Wilcox, provided me with the resources to do that. We've expanded the operations in other ways. We have a marketing and communications director now, Mr. Taylor, and all that he has brought to the college. Lots of people have been added to the roster of the college, and with those people have come lots of ideas and energy and opportunities for the students, which is finally what it's all about. But if I had to pick one thing, it's this building in Tampa.
I agree. I remember doing my USF tour and orientation, and it was in the making. And then I already knew I was gonna come to the Honors College, and I was like, "This is gonna be nice."
It's pretty compelling.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
really, compelling.
really nice building.
Well, it's a building that gives the students like you all what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
We knew all along that we had great students with lots of great ideas and big dreams, and wanted to do all sorts of things, but we couldn't do them. We didn't have the physical facilities to do them. So that's been an absolute joy to see you all fill this building with your ideas and with your energy. And we're just getting started. I mean, we're just 2 years into the building, and I can't wait to see what happens in just a few years when we're really finally able to really make full use of all the facilities.
I totally agree. This building is amazing, and I actually waited a semester to start taking honors classes so I can take classes in this building instead of the Allen building. So
That's not fair.
I'm not surprised. No, and it's an architectural statement. It's a statement. It's a statement of how much USF cares about academic excellence. It cares about students like you, and that's not always the case. I loved the Allen building. In some ways, the courtyard was lovely, but it didn't say we care. It didn't say that this is a place for our very best and brightest, and it didn't provide the kind of support and resources, just tangible support and resources that you all deserve.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I loved Allen. It has a
Mhm.
very special, nostalgic place in my heart, but this new building is incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we have it here. So we're going to switch gears a little bit to the students. So as students in the Judy Genshaft Honors College, how have you personally seen the college evolve during your time here, whether through its culture, opportunities, or student involvement?
I would say the biggest thing I've seen grown is how we utilize the space. Again, going back to the building, it opened up, and at first, when we moved in, I think we didn't know what the space had to offer to us, and then since it has been open, we've learned so much about it and how we can use it to the best of our ability and to provide as many opportunities for students as possible. I feel like whenever we moved in, we didn't know what a room is and where to go to do certain things. Now, each space you go around the fifth floor, around all the studios, every space is utilized. The kitchen is fully equipped. The art studios, there's paintings and there's people working there all the time. The music room is fully stacked with all of the music equipment. The podcast studio is amazing where we're sitting right now. It fully grown since absolutely zero in this space. And of course, the tech room, we've upgraded it so much. And there's so many projects that has been done in that space. And I think that this is the things that I've seen grows the most in this building is how we utilize it and what opportunities are now available because of this building.
To add to what Nick's saying, during many, many honors tours I've led, the number one question or comment I get is about the building. And early on, when the kitchen space wasn't as utilized or other unique areas weren't constantly occupied, I could tell them about it, but they wouldn't really see students in action. But on all of the past tours I've led, either the kitchen is being used or the art studio and especially the honors orchestra room. And these students really get a chance to see what it's like, what kind of experiences they will create and bonds they'll form with others.
If I could just add one thing I'm very proud about this building is that there was a lot of student input from the very beginning. You all weren't here yet, but years ago when this process started, we formed what you might call focus groups of students. We actually created a class for students to enroll in, and it was focused on basically what should an honors college building do? What should it look like? And the students came up with a lot of ideas that are now incorporated into the physical building as it stands. There were a few ideas we had to discard. The students really wanted a garden on the roof of the building, but our facilities people pointed out that if you have a garden on the top of the building, you have to carry dirt and weeds and fertilizer and everything else through the building, and President Genshaft was not keen on the idea of dirt and weeds coming through the building, so
Not
we
very
had to
convenient.
abandon that idea. But it was a great idea in the interest of sustainability and so forth. But we have our garden over in the botanical garden now, so that's the second best substitute.
Yeah, I mean, now that you're bringing that up, I actually also didn't know that it was based on what the students wanted. I think you can really see a lot of that in like the different like utilities and resources that we have here. Like as you guys were bringing up, I feel like my favorite part also as a student is that everybody finds a community here. You know, like just because everything is very niche, like even with the courses or like the activities, like community is like the main thing. So, you know, with that in mind, also like what does it mean for you guys to be part of the Honors College community?
For me, it means opportunity. I've never been blessed with so many avenues I could adventure to, I could explore professionally, recreationally in my life, and to have them all here within a building space, a few conversations away, is something I'm grateful for each and every day.
I think for me, it's also family and friends. I mean, I don't come from United States, and I'm international. So coming here, I was completely by myself. And in Tampa, this is really the place where I found people that I love spending time with, and this is like a fun family for me.
If I could just step back from those comments just a minute, one of the best things about an honors college, especially at an institution like USF, is that you can come to a place like this, a major research institution, massive place really, 50,000 students, but you can find within that massive institution a home, a small, relatively small community, still not too small, 2,800 students or so this fall, but a place where you can find the kind of family feel, the kind of support and relationships that you were just describing. So you have the best of both worlds. It's like attending a liberal arts college, small liberal arts college, but you've got the resources of this gigantic university and all the things that it can provide.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I definitely feel that home environment here. I wanted to ask the students, for freshmen who are, coming in here, are there any events, traditions, programs specific to honors that you would recommend them getting involved in?
I'll advocate for student council, as I was president of it last year. I think student council is a great space to get involved and find friends. It offers so many different opportunities, from marketing to just fun events to professional events. There's literally all sorts of things that council does, and I think it's very easy for a person to find some things I like that council already does, whatever that thing may be. So I think that's the number one thing. Go to the general body meeting of council, learn of all the great things that it does, pick your favorite, and start going there, and then you can learn more from there. I think my favorite council event is Brain Bowl, because it brings the competitive nature of all the honors students, and you also meet honors faculty there. Each team at Brain Bowl is partnered with an honors faculty or a staff member, so you get to meet with somebody one-on-one and be in that same team on the same boat, and somebody gets to carry away the Brain Bowl, the main prize of the event, and it's always fun to see all the honors students compete for that prize.
Yes, I loved Brain Bowl as well. I was also involved in student council last year. One of my favorite events was Fall Picnic. So like it's in the name, it's in the fall, and it's a really, really fun community event because students can bring their family and friends as well. Even if you're not in honors, you can still come. And a lot of faculty and advisors end up coming as well, and they bring their family and their pets, and it's just a really fun community event.
Following the idea of food and picnics, I would have to suggest Tapas Night. Tapas Night is an annual Honors College event that takes place in the fall. I like to describe it as a multicultural fair that highlights the Honors College's different study abroad programs, where leaders from each trip would discuss what their respective programs entail. I remember,
That's a good one.
unfortunately, couldn't make it in my second year, but as a first year, not really knowing that many people, I remember walking into Tapas Night being amazed by not only the crowd, but how decorated the boards at the booths were, how educated all of the leaders were about their respective trips, the feedback they had to give. They were very upfront about everything from the requirements to the cost to what some people may have complained about. And I liked the honesty and transparency. But maybe not most, but rather importantly, the food that was provided at the end, the samples from a different culture were a wonderful way to culminate that experience of a multicultural festival.
And if I can throw in my favorite event, we have many wonderful events, but my favorite is always graduation. Because that's where we get to see the fruits of our work, and for me personally, it's very moving and very touching to see, in many cases, how far certain individuals have come in the time that they've been with us, to watch the ways in which they've blossomed and grown and become who they are meant to be. And at graduation, that's a moment when we can stop and celebrate all the things that they've done, but for me also to celebrate the journey that they've undertaken. That's one of the things that I love most about this college. Students' lives are transformed through their experiences here, and it's delightful to see how that happens and see students come in as freshmen, maybe a little bit shy, maybe not quite certain who they want to be, what they want to be, all kinds of questions. But by the end, they step out with great confidence and on to the next chapter. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I love graduation. It's so inspiring to see what everyone did during their career here at Honors and then what they're going on to do in the future. So we've talked about a lot of the highlights of Honors. What does the future look like for Honors, and what programs are we looking to grow?
Great question. We're sort of in the middle of a conversation about that now. The building was a goal for a long time, and we are working very hard to make sure we fully utilize the building, and so there's been a lot of activity around that. And fulfilling that dream, fulfilling that mission has been occupying us for some time. We are looking ahead, though, to see what else might be out there for our students. One of the things that I would like to develop is more what we call study away programs. These are not study abroad programs, but study away programs, and those are domestic programs. Because a lot of our students, unlike not all, but some, grow up in Florida. They rarely leave Florida and maybe have not left Florida at all. Some have hardly left West Central Florida. So I would like to develop programs that will get them to some of the major cities and regions of the United States, which they have never seen and that they should see in order to fully understand this country. Places like New York, Boston, San Francisco, LA, Chicago, places that are very different from Tampa, still part of that same country, but a very different American experience. So we're working on developing some programs along that line right now.
Wow, yeah, no, that's super interesting. Like I hadn't heard about any university doing that. I think it's great. I think also for international students, I think you can kind of agree with me on that. Like, you come to the U.S. and it's a huge country, like, and you're only in like 1/100th of like the whole nation, and I think that's great because like it exposes you to like different cultures, different areas. Like, New York pizza, Chicago pizza, completely different. You know what I'm saying? So like. There you go. Like,
there you go.
Things that you need to learn.
Yeah, things like that, and other things as well. There's just different cultures. You go to a city like Boston, with a totally different history, totally different way of seeing things. It's manifested in the politics of the two states, for instance, between Boston and between Massachusetts and Florida, but it's deeper than that. There are certain ways of seeing that are traditional in those places, and you need to appreciate that. That it's, when I travel abroad, people will ask you, about America. Tell me about America. And I say, well, how long do you have? Because it's a massive place with all sorts of facets, and it's an endless experience to try to learn all those different facets. So we have lots of work to do in that area.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's like it's different perspective. Every city you go to, it has its own history. It has its own things, its own unique dishes to try out. It's unique people there, and I think another really important thing that Honors College is doing right now is forming the alumni network. I think we've done multiple events in the past semester of bringing the alumni back, and as a student, it's always nice to meet up with people. I've personally met student council president from 2016, which is like 10 years ago, and I was in the same shoes as I'm in the same shoes as him right now, and I can see how far he's gone in his life and what experiences the Honors College offered him at that time. And graduating in a year, I'm looking forward to joining that society and coming back to meet other students that are part of the Honors College and part of student council and hearing their stories. And I think it's very inspiring to hear people who graduated before you and also hear stories from students as well. So,
as usual, Nick is one step ahead of me. That was another growth area for the college to develop this alumni society for all the reasons Nick just said. These people can be a tremendous resource for our current students. They were in your chairs literally not that long ago, not in this building, those chairs, but in your seats not that long ago, and they have lots to offer in terms of how they got from where you are to where they are. So that's a big growth area as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think going back to this is your family, you are always going to stay a USF honors student, so connecting with somebody that you're going to be like, oh my God, I also took that class, or I also was at that part. I think it's going to be great.
To wrap up for our students, what has been your favorite thing about being a member of the Judy Genshaft Honors College so far?
I think for me, it was definitely filming the summer video with Dean Adams. I think that's a unique experience. We saw this viral video on Instagram, and we decided to replicate it was the same, but about the Honors College. So we went around campus filming summer activities that the dean would typically not do, but the students would. So it was very fun and interesting to film that.
Yeah, no, 100%. That video is so funny. I love watching it at the Honors Instagram.
Yeah, definitely. Be on the lookout for another one.
We'll be seeing you at the Oscars.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
My favorite honors experience has to be at the very end of AOK, which is acquisition of knowledge and what I like to describe to people as intro to philosophy with an honors twist. At the end of that class, every student was tasked with creating autoethnography, which I like to describe as a way to reflect on your experience in an honors college, but we had the freedom to choose whatever medium we would like. I chose to deliver mine in the form of a speech, and I remember writing up drafts, getting feedback from my professor numerous times, and at the end, when I finally delivered it, my wonderful AOK professor, Gilmore, she cried and was bawling at the end, and I've never felt so touched and felt so much support from a non-family member in my life before. It felt like the epitome of having someone in my corner ready to support me that was not related by blood or any way like that. Just a teacher and a student, someone who was there to support me through my life.
That's a beautiful story, Rysun.
Thank you, Evan.
Glad to hear that. Yeah, terrific.
All right. Dean Adams, college application season is starting. So what would you say to prospective students looking to apply to USF and to the Honors College?
I would say come here. This is a unique experience, really, in my educational career. I've never known an environment like it, and I've been proud to be part of creating it over the past 11 years. But it's a very special place, and it's a place where you can find support, as Rysun was just describing. You can find opportunities. People come to this college looking for students like those who might be considering an honors college. They come here looking for talent. They come from within the university. They come from outside the university. So the opportunities that this college provides are really quite astonishing, and you'll grow in ways that you can't even predict or articulate at the point of your application to university. You have no idea where you'll go and who you'll become, but this college can help you get there.
Yeah, that's so amazing. All right, I think that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a real pleasure.
And we're back in the studio. So what did you think about the episode?
I really, really loved it. I thought everybody brought really unique perspectives on what honors is. I think one of my favorite parts was hearing the dean talk about the planning that went into this building and how they took a lot of advice and student input into the planning and design process of this building.
Yeah, 100%. I really, really, really love that part because I wasn't aware, but I feel like you feel it. You know, like you feel it when you walk in, you feel it with like the different classrooms, the setups. Like, it's great. It's great. I think my favorite part was hearing about tapas night because that was also one of my favorite nights. I'm a big foodie, and I think like, you know, you can always learn about study abroad programs on the website, but they made it like so personable when you were able to just come in and hear from, you know, the organizers, but also kind of have a little taste of what it could be like if you do go into those programs. Speaking of the Honors College, don't forget to check out the Honor Roll newsletter as well as our website at usf.edu/honors for all upcoming events and news.
That will do it for this week's episode. The Honor Roll podcast is recorded in the Judy Genshaft Honors College at the University of South Florida Tampa campus. Production assistance is provided by students Sandra Napolitano and Bama Shah. Please do not forget to rate and review our podcast. We appreciate your feedback. Please join us next week to hear more honor stories and talk to members of the Judy Genshaft Honors College community.
Until next time, go Bulls!
Perfect.
Hey!